A very pleasant, good Sunday afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us for Game 3 of this USA South Conference series between Piedmont and Brevard. The Lions took games 1 and 2, but Brevard looking to capture the third game of the series with their pitching ace Cross Robinson on the mound. We'll be bringing you all the action. First pitch is scheduled for 1 p.m. And also excited to debut this Sunday afternoon a new multi-camera broadcast system for you, the viewer. And we sincerely hope you enjoy this upgraded experience. We have a outfield camera as well as additional cameras here at Gil Cohen Field. And we'll be bringing you all the action starting at 1 p.m. Piedmont visiting Brevard for Game 3 of the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. The Tornado starting lineup is as follows. In center field, Bo Shealy. In left field, Donnie Carcillo. Batting third is the shortstop, Jason Jucker. Batting fourth is the right fielder, Johnny Flynn. Batting fifth is the third baseman, Brandon Johnson. The designated hitter is number 3, Daquan Davenport. The first baseman batting seventh is J.J. Wilkes. Batting eighth is the catcher, Matt Kelly. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Zach Wolf. And as we mentioned, the starting pitcher for the Tornadoes is Cross Robinson. Well, for the third straight game, Piedmont will have the same exact batting order. Leading off, the right fielder, number 1, Wes Snyder. Batting second, the shortstop, Harry Trawick. Batting third, the left fielder, Tyler Shealy. Batting cleanup is the first baseman, John Burkett. Batting fifth is the catcher, Kyle DeJesus. Batting sixth is the third baseman, James Whitmer. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Carter Ballstat. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Duke Wadetsky. The designated hitter, Evan Mead, bats ninth. And the pitcher for the Lions is number 6, Nate Runberger. Well, folks, we're minutes away from the pregame ceremonies here at Gil Cohen Field. And we'll be bringing you all the action here. Game 3 of the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. Piedmont at Brevard. First pitch scheduled for 1 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Gil Cohen Field, Game 3 of this USA South Conference matchup, Piedmont versus Brevard. Glad you're able to join us, and should be a good one between these two clubs as the Tornadoes bring their pitching ace to the mound, Cross Robinson. Glad to also debut for you a new outfield camera angle, part of a 3-camera system we have here at Brevard College for Brevard College Baseball, and hope you at home will enjoy the viewing experience as we bring you the sights and sounds of Brevard College Baseball all season long. While Cross Robinson takes the mound for the Tornadoes, and as the Tornadoes line up defensively, his battery mate will be number 12, the catcher Matt Kelly. At third base is Brandon Johnson, at shortstop Jason Jucker, at second base Zach Wolf, and at first base J.J. Wilkes. In the outfield from left to right for the Tornadoes, Donnie Carcillo, Bo Sheely, and Johnny Flynn. Same exact batting order for Piedmont that they have utilized in games 1 and 2 of this series. And right fielder number 1, Wes Snyder, will start things off in just a matter of moments here as Cross Robinson completes his warm-up pitches. Game 3 of the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. This series named in honor of the great Gil Cohen, one of the greatest Brevard College Tornadoes to ever grace this college campus. An alumnus, a former coach, went on to play for 4 different Major League Baseball clubs. There's photos up here of the press box of Gil Cohen meeting former presidents. Just an exceptional man who passed away earlier this month. And we're honored to have the opportunity to pay tribute to him this weekend, and also the namesake of this field named after Gil Cohen. Well, warm-up pitches complete, ready to get things going here at Gil Cohen Field, Game 3 of the series. So Wes Snyder will lead off for the Lions as Cross Robinson will throw his first pitch at home this season at Gil Cohen Field. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cross Robinson, the senior out of Morganton, North Carolina, Patton High School. And the 0-1 to Snyder. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Just getting going here at Gil Cohen Field, game number 3 of this USA South Conference baseball series between Piedmont and the Tornadoes. That pitch just misses outside, 2-1 the count. Piedmont, the regular season USA South Conference defending champions, took games 1 and 2 of this series. Tornadoes trying to bounce back with a game 3 win today. That pitch off the plate, ball 3, so 3-1 the count to Snyder. Harry Troywick on deck, Tyler Sheely in the hole. Pleasant weather conditions, a little more overcast than we saw yesterday, which was a bright sunny day, as ball 4 and Wes Snyder will take first base on the base on balls. That'll bring up the shortstop Harry Troywick with a base runner at first. Wes Snyder, base runner at first. Troywick at the plate. Sheely on deck. Swing and a miss. Robinson ahead of Troywick, 0-1. And the 0-1 just misses there. 1-1 the count. So it was snowing here at Gil Cohen Field back on Thursday. Field was unrecognizable by the end of Thursday afternoon compared to what it looked like throughout this series, as that's fouled off. Great job by the Brevard College coaching staff along with the student athletes to work hard to get the field in shape for home opening day. Yesterday, a brilliant sunshiny day here at Brevard College, and today a little more overcast, gray skies, but pleasant temperatures. As a swing and a miss there, strikeout number 1 for Robinson. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 4, Tyler Sheely. Sheely, the junior out of Cumming, Georgia, with base runner Snyder still at first base. 1 out after the Robinson strikeout of Trawick. And the pitch from Robinson. Called strike 1. On deck for the Lions is the first baseman, John Burkett. J.J. Wilkes, the first baseman, holding Snyder at first. That pitch misses. Matt Kelly with a block and then popping up quickly from that catcher position just in case Snyder may have been running. With 1 out, runner at first. Here's the 1-1. Called strike 2. So once again, Robinson ahead of the batter. Here at Gil Cohen Field, it's 335 out to right, 400 to center, and 335 to left. Pickoff throw to first, keeping Snyder in check. And that's chopped to short. Jucker handles it, and safe all around, so runners first and second for Piedmont. So that was ruled an infield base hit by the official scorer. So now runners first and second with 1 out. And the cleanup hitter, John Burkett, at the plate. And the pitch to Burkett gets by Kelly. Runners advance to second and third. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Lions here in this top of the first. Kyle DeJesus on deck for the Lions. This is Burkett, the first baseman, at the plate. With runners second and third, that pitch off the plate. So a 2-0 count, so a hitter's count for Burkett. Burkett, the senior out of Sanford, Florida, Lake Mary High School. And the 2-0. Just missing that outside part of the plate. Count runs to 3-0. And a conversation now between Matt Kelly and Cross Robinson. You have to be delicate here with runners at second and third and a 3-0 count to the cleanup hitter. And the 3-0. Called strike, 3-1 now the count. And the 3-1 fouled off, full count. Slight wind blowing straight in from center field. Shouldn't be too much of a factor at any point today. As ball 4, Kelly with the block, but it's ball 4 and now bases loaded for the Lions. So with the bases loaded and 1 out, that'll bring up Kyle DeJesus, the catcher for the Lions. DeJesus, the junior out of Trinity, Florida, Mitchell High School. Ball 1 to DeJesus. On deck for the Lions is James Whitmer, the third baseman. Bases loaded, the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0 now the count. Snyder, the base runner, at third. Sheely at second. Burkett at first. DeJesus, your hitter. And the 2-0. Good looking pitch there from Cross Robinson. Strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now the count, as DeJesus was unable to catch up to that Robinson offering. Wind starting to pick up here in our broadcast location after we explained how light the wind was earlier. 3-2 now the count with 1 out. And the bases loaded for the Lions. And the pitch. That's driven into center field. DeJesus with a RBI single. Bases remain loaded. Here with 1 out. 1-0 now Lions. So an RBI single by Kyle DeJesus scores Snyder for the first run of the contest. 1-0 Lions. Bases remain loaded now for James Whitmer, the Lions' third baseman. And Cross Robinson goes back to work. Strike 1 to Whitmer. Whitmer, a freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia, Parkview High School, batting from the left side. And the pitch from Robinson. Just missed there. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1 fouled off. So 1-2 the count with 1 out. Bases loaded. The pitch. Another foul ball there. May have ricocheted off Whitmer's foot. As what's turning into a bit of a labor-intensive inning for Cross Robinson in the Tornadoes defense to get game 3 going here. The pitch from Robinson, that's fouled off again, so the Whitmer versus Robinson battle will continue. Grounder 4-6. Just missing the double play there is the Tornado defense. So a run will score on the fielder's choice. Runner out at second, 2-0 Lions. So Tornadoes able to get the runner at second on the fielder's choice. Second base to shortstop, unable to turn the double play to get out of the inning. Piedmont scores their second run of the inning to take a 2-0 lead, and now runners at the corners for Carter Ballstadt. Ballstadt check swing, foul. Ballstadt, the 7th hitter of the inning for the Lions. With 2 outs, runners first and third, 1-1 count to Ballstadt. And the pitch. Called strike, 1-2 now the count with 2 outs. If we get there, Duke Wadetsky is on deck for the Lions. Robinson receives the sign from his catcher, Matt Kelly. And here's the 1-2. Fouled off again by Ballstadt. And the pitch. Line drive to left field. That's going to score 2 runs. A stand-up double for Carter Ballstadt puts the Lions ahead 4-0 here in this top of the first. So now with a 4-0 lead here in the top of the first, Piedmont sends to the plate Duke Wadetsky after that 2 RBI double by Carter Ballstadt. Wadetsky will square off against Cross Robinson. Robinson, with an effective pitch there, strike 1, swing and a miss for Wadetsky. So Piedmont with 4 runs on 3 hits here in this top of the first. That pitch low and inside, ball 1. And here's the 1-1 to Wadetsky. He fouls that off. 1-2 will be the count. Ballstadt, your base runner at second base after the 2 RBI double. Wadetsky, the 8th batter of the inning for the Lions. The pitch from Robinson. That's in play. Tough play for catcher Matt Kelly. It's going to be a infield hit, I believe. Now runners at the corners for the Lions. So now 4 hits for the Lions this top of the first. And now runners at the corners once again. Ballstat, your base runner at third. Wadetsky, the base runner at first. And at the plate, the 9-hole hitter, Evan Mead. The pitch from Robinson. Low and outside, ball 1. Evan Mead, the senior out of Bogart, Georgia. Pitch from Robinson. That gets through the Tornadoes' right side of the infield for a base hit. Another run will score, 5-0 Lions. So a trip to the mound for Tornadoes head coach Mike Victory to talk to his starting pitcher, Cross Robinson, as Piedmont has scored 5 runs on 5 hits here in the top of the first. As they've gone through the batting order, the leadoff hitter, Wes Snyder, due up. Wadetsky, the base runner at third. Mead, the base runner at first. Game 3 of this 3-game series, the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. Glad you're able to join us as the sun's starting to peek through the clouds here at Brevard College. And meeting at the mound is now complete and ready to get things going here. Once again, Cross Robinson against the leadoff hitter, right fielder Wes Snyder. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, a 5-0 Piedmont lead. The pitch from Robinson, swing and a miss, strike 1. On deck for the Lions, if we get there, is Harry Trawick. Robinson receives his sign from Kelly and now takes a look back at that base runner at second. Wadetsky. Wadetsky now on the move. Both runners going, and it'll be a double steal, so now runners second and third. Wadetsky and Mead both on the move. One count as the 2 runners took off on that last Robinson offering. That's fouled off by Snyder towards the McCoy Tennis Complex. Tennis will be back in action this coming Saturday here at home. Softball on the road at Converse this Tuesday in nearby Spartanburg, South Carolina. And the pitch. Chopped towards third base, and the Tornadoes able to get out of the inning, but Piedmont, the damage done, a 5-0 lead after the top of the first, 5 runs on 5 hits. We'll head to the bottom of the first, and the first look at the Tornadoes in this Game 3 offensively. Bo Shealy, Donnie Carcillo, and Jason Jucker due up. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Brevard College Baseball. So Bo Sheely will lead things off for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes have some work to do after Piedmont opened this ball game with a 5-run top of the first. Nate Rottenberger on the mound for the Lions. He's a senior from Maitland, Florida, Winter Park High School, central part of the state. 1-1 the count to Sheely. Sheely swing and a miss, 1-2. Well, what started out as a overcast morning is turning into a sunny afternoon here in the beautiful mountains of western North Carolina. As that's fouled off, 1-2 the count to the leadoff hitter, Sheely. Tornadoes batting order, Sheely, Carcillo, Jucker, Flynn, Johnson, Davenport, Wilkes, Kelly, and Wolf. That's put into play. A grounder, and Sheely beats it out. Base runner at first for the Tornadoes. So that'll bring up the left fielder, number 1, Donnie Carcillo, with Sheely, the base runner at first, after he utilized his speed to beat out the throw on that ground ball single. First pitch called strike to Carcillo. So nice job by Sheely with the base hit to get things going here for the Tornadoes. Carcillo now at the plate. Called strike there to Carcillo. Carcillo was a guest on the special edition of Tornado Talk we had on the eve of opening day here at Gil Cohen Field, and revealed to us his love of the New York Yankees. Favorite all-time player, the outfielder Bernie Williams. And right now an opportunity at the plate with no outs and Bo Sheely at first. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Carcillo's retired. Jason Jucker due up. So I'll bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jason Jucker. Jucker, the sophomore out of Altamont Springs, Florida, Lake Brantley High School, with runner at first, and that runner at first diving back to evade the tag, Bo Sheely. Pickoff attempt there for the Lions, trying to keep the leadoff hitter Sheely in check. Called strike there to Jucker. Johnny Flynn is on deck for the Tornadoes. Brandon Johnson in the hole. Rob Julian is the first base coach for the Tornadoes. Steve Huckey mans the operations at third base. Head coach Mike Victory at the helm of the Tornado baseball program, as another pickoff throw to first. Another pickoff throw. So it seems as if the Lions are indeed concerned with Sheely over at first base. Jucker lifts that into shallow center field for out number 2. So that'll bring up the right fielder, number 21, Johnny Flynn. Flynn, a senior out of Hillsborough, North Carolina, transfer from Danville Community College after attending Orange High School. And the pitch, called strike 1 to Flynn. So Sheely reached first on an infield single to lead off this bottom of the first. And now with 2 outs, Flynn will go to work against Rottenberger. And now Sheely on the move. Stolen base for Bo Sheely. 0-2 count, but Sheely now in scoring position for Johnny Flynn. And the pitch. Off the plate, ball 1. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, runner at second. Piedmont with a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. And here's the 1-2. Popped up. Should be an easy play for the Piedmont catcher, DeJesus. And out number 3, as DeJesus actually looks like he's shaken up on the play. So we'll come back with inning number 2, Piedmont 5, Tornado 0. So good to see the catcher count of Jesus up and lightly jogging off the field. And we'll get back to action here. Top of the second coming up. Cross Robinson back on the mound for the Tornadoes, 5-0 Lions. So leading things off for the Lions here in the top of the second is Harry Trawick, the shortstop. Cross Robinson going back to work for the Tornadoes. And the pitch, fouled off. 0-1 the count to Trawick. Sheely on deck, Burkett in the hole for the Lions. And here's the 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. So Robinson ahead early on Trawick. Trawick, the sophomore out of Brunswick, Georgia, starting shortstop, and strike 3 there, strikeout for Cross Robinson. So I'll bring up the left fielder, Tyler Sheely, with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second. And the pitch, called strike 1 to Sheely. John Burkett on deck for the Lions. Sheely, the 3-hole hitter, and the starting left fielder. That pitch just off the plate. Ball 1, strike 1, 1 out, 5-0 Lions, top of the second. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2. That pitch high, ball 3, so 3-1 the count, 1 out, bases empty. Tyler Sheely at the plate for the Lions. Cross Robinson, the starting pitcher for the Tornadoes, on the mound. Some light action occurring in the Tornado bullpen, as that pitch is off the plate, ball 4, so a base runner for the Lions. Brings up John Burkett, and the good news is Kyle DeJesus, who was shaken up, a bit of a scare there in between innings, is on deck. Looks like he's okay. Grounder here, play trying to get the lead runner and then trying to turn the double play, but fielder's choice and lead runner's out. So base runner now at first for the Lions with 2 down. So Kyle DeJesus to the plate. And 2 out. Runner at first after the fielder's choice is Burkett. And the pitch to DeJesus. Outside, ball 1. On deck for the Lions, if we get there, is James Whitmer. Tornadoes in their black uniforms with the blue numerals and letters. Piedmont in the green tops, gray bottoms, green socks. Throwing some green hats as well. Pickoff throw to first, keeping Burkett in check. That pitch low and outside. 3-0 the count to DeJesus. So a 3-1 count now with 2 outs and a runner at first. And the pitch from Robinson. Good looking pitch there, fools DeJesus. Strike 2, full count. DeJesus fouls that off as the at-bat continues. DeJesus versus Robinson. And a base on ball is there, so runners first and second for the Lions. That'll bring up the third baseman, James Whitmer, with runners first and second. A 5-0 advantage for Piedmont early on here. Game 3 of the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. The pitch inside, ball 1. Robinson already has eclipsed the 60 pitch mark in this outing. There is some action in the Tornado bullpen. 1-1 count, 2 outs, runners first and second for the Lions. It's James Whitmer at the plate, starting third baseman. Matthew Scavato, the sophomore out of Charlotte, in the Tornadoes bullpen. As that's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners first and second. Very soft grounder handled by Kelly, and it'll be safe all around, bases loaded for the Lions. So that'll bring up the center fielder, number 26, Carter Ballstat, his second at-bat of this contest. And now a pinch runner at second base. Looks like number 9, Perkins. So bases loaded for the Lions. Carter Ballstat at the plate. The pitch from Robinson, fouled straight back. Rocketed foul towards our broadcast location. And here's the 0-1. Good looking pitch there from Robinson. He's now ahead of 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom, to check that, top of the second. Ballstat your hitter, Robinson your pitcher. See if the Tornadoes can escape from this inning unscathed. Is that pitch off the mark? 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss there. And 3 Lion base runners are stranded on the Robinson strikeout. And the Tornadoes able to get out of that second inning, not allowing a run. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 0. Brandon Johnson will lead things off for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the first. New catcher for Piedmont is number 21, Cameron Jackson, the junior out of Noonan, Georgia. And Brandon Johnson, the freshman out of Macon, Georgia, at the plate for the Tornadoes. The 0-1 to Johnson in the dirt, ball one. Johnson, the reigning USA South Conference Rookie Player of the Week after a big-time performance last weekend at Guilford in Greensboro. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate, ball 2. So bottom of the second for the Tornadoes, Johnson, Davenport, and Wilkes, your batters, due up here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Rottenberger. Two now the count. Piedmont 5, Brevard 0. Piedmont with all 5 of their runs in the top of the first. Johnson, sharp grounder to third. Tough play for the Lions. Johnson beats it out, runner at first. Now to bring up Daquan Davenport, designated hitter for the Tornadoes, another exciting newcomer for the Tornadoes. Sophomore from Altamont Springs, Florida, Lake Brantley High School, just outside of Orlando. First pitch called strike. A base runner at first is Brandon Johnson after the infield hit. Tornadoes with 2 hits, both of the infield variety this afternoon. Swing and a miss there. Then the ball gets past the catcher, and on the move was Johnson. So Johnson suddenly in scoring position. Good opportunity here for the Tornadoes with no outs. Brandon Johnson, the base runner at second. Davenport at the plate. J.J. Wilkes on deck. And the pitch. Davenport, swing and a miss. Strikeout, out number 1. That'll bring up J.J. Wilkes with Brandon Johnson, the base runner, at second. First pitch called strike. On deck is the catcher for the Tornadoes, Matt Kelly. 1 out, an 0-1 count to Wilkes. Base runner at second, in scoring position, and now a look back to second to make sure Johnson isn't taking too big of a lead. That pitch inside, 1-1 the count. Another look back to second. And the 1-1. Ground ball single to left field is going to score Johnson. So an RBI single by J.J. Wilkes. Tornadoes on the board. So Tornadoes able to get on the board a J.J. Wilkes RBI single to left field. Scores Brandon Johnson, who got a great jump base running from second base to score. And Tornadoes now with their first run of the contest. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 1. Piedmont 5 runs on 6 hits. Tornadoes 1 run on 3 hits. Now Matt Kelly trying to keep this inning going with Wilkes, the base runner, at first. And the 0-1 to Kelly. Strike 2. On deck for the Tornadoes is the second baseman, Zach Wolf. Today he's wearing 43. He's got 2 jersey numbers depending on the color of the jersey. Some days he's wearing 0, others 43. Today going with the 43 in the black uniforms. Wilkes able to beat the throw back to first. Oh, 2 the count, 1 out, runner at first. Matt Kelly, first at bat this series for Kelly. And the pitch. Off the plate, 1-2 the count. And the pitch. And a soft pop-up to right field will be a single for Kelly. Runners first and second for the Tornadoes. That'll bring up Zach Wolf. Now with runners at first and second for the Tornadoes, 1 out. First pitch called strike. Wolf, the sophomore from nearby Hendersonville, North Carolina, Hendersonville High School. J.J. Wilkes, the base runner, at second. Matt Kelly, the base runner, at first. And the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. And here's the 1-1. Grounded up the middle, handled by the Piedmont shortstop. Fielder's choice goes 6-4. So now runners at the corners for the Tornadoes on the fielder's choice by Wolf. Wolf is now the base runner at first. J.J. Wilkes, your base runner at third base. And Bo Sheely, the leadoff hitter for the Tornadoes, at the plate. Sheely, first pitch swinging, fouled back. Tornadoes able to score 1 run so far here in this bottom of the second on a J.J. Wilkes RBI single. That's grounded to the first baseman, so 3 unassisted on the putout. At the end of 2, your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 1. So after the Tornadoes score a run in the bottom of the second, we head to the top of the third. Duke Wadetsky leads off for the Lions against starting pitcher Cross Robinson. Piedmont with a 5-1 lead, 5 runs on 6 hits. Tornadoes 1 run on 4 hits. Neither team has committed an error thus far. As that grounder to second, quick put out for the Tornadoes, out number 1. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Evan Mead, after a Wadetsky ground out for out number 1. Mead, senior from Bogart, Georgia. And the pitch from Robinson in the dirt, ball 1. Tornadoes will head to Montreat on Wednesday, 2 p.m. first pitch at Montreat. Not all that far from the Brevard College campus if you want to make the trip over. Just head on north to I-40, head east, and you'll find Montreat. The 1-0. Called strike 1-1 now the count. Following the Montreat midweek contest, a trip to Rocky Mount, North Carolina next weekend for more USA South Conference action at North Carolina Wesleyan. That pitch low, 2-1 the count. Nobody on here in the top of the third, 1 out. And then the Tornadoes will be back here at Gil Cohen Field on Saturday, March 7th, a doubleheader, which is part of a USA South Conference 3-game series versus Maryville. That's March 7th and 8th. So you want to mark your calendars and head on over here to Brevard College on that weekend. Should be a good one against Maryville. 3-2 now the count to Meade, the designated hitter of the Lions. Wes Snyder, the leadoff hitter, on deck. Full count, the pitch from Robinson. Called strike 3. Another strikeout for Cross Robinson. Wes Snyder now the batter for the Lions with 2 down here in the top of the third. One-0 the count to Snyder. And the pitch. Off the plate, 2-0. Third at bat for Snyder. He's 0 for 1 with a base on balls and a run scored. Leadoff hitter for the Lions. That strikeout, by the way, of Meade was the 4th of the afternoon for Cross Robinson. So 2 outs, here's the 2-2. And strikeout 2-3, so 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Cross Robinson in a 1-2-3 inning for the Tornadoes. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 1. Donnie Carcillo will lead things off for the Tornadoes, the left fielder. Going up against Ron Berger. Ron Berger, 2 innings pitched thus far, has allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Carcillo 0 for 1, a strikeout in his first at bat. 2-1 now the count to Donnie Carcillo. On deck for the Tornadoes is Jason Jucker, Johnny Flynn in the hole. And the 2-1. Fouled off. 2-2 now the count. Well, Tornadoes allowed 5 runs in the top of the first, but have shut down the Lions ever since. Tornadoes able to get 1 run in the bottom of the second. It all adds up to a 5-1 Piedmont advantage. Piedmont 5 runs on 6 hits. Tornadoes 1 run on 4 hits. No errors thus far this afternoon by either defense. Full count to Carcillo. Called strike 3, 1 down. I'll bring up the shortstop, Jason Jucker. His second at bat, he's 0 for 1. And now the 1-1 to Jucker. Jucker flew out to center field in his first at-bat, and now a base hit for Jason Jucker. Sharply hit ground ball to center, base runner for the Tornadoes. So now bring up Johnny Flynn, the right fielder, with Jason Jucker at first base after that single, the 5th hit of the afternoon for the Tornadoes, and the pitch. Gets by the catcher, and just like that, Jason Jucker in scoring position for Johnny Flynn. And the 1-0 to Flynn. In the dirt, 2-0, so a hitter's count for Johnny Flynn. Jason Jucker, the base runner at second base. Brandon Johnson on deck for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes trying to cut into this deficit even further, trailing by 4 runs at the moment. Called strike there to Flynn. 2-1 the count. And the pitch. Blocked there by the Piedmont catcher, who, by the way, is Cameron Jackson. He was inserted before last inning for Kyle DeJesus, who was a bit shaken up on a earlier play defensively. That pitch paints the outside of the plate. Now a full count to Johnny Flynn. The runner at second. Here's the 3-2. Fouled back. Out bat will continue this battle between Flynn and Rottenberger. Johnny Flynn, the senior from Hillsborough, North Carolina, Orange High School. Starting right fielder for the Tornadoes, hitting in the cleanup spot. Leads actually second on the team in hits this season, behind Jason Jucker, who's that base runner on second, and that's hit into left field. Jucker turning third and will score. It's an RBI single, and then advancing to second on the throw, and a run scores for the Tornadoes. RBI for Johnny Flynn. So an RBI base hit by Johnny Flynn, scoring Jason Jucker. And what was once a 5-run advantage for the Lions, now a 3-run deficit for the Tornadoes. And things are still cooking here in the bottom of the third, with a base runner at second for one of the more potent hitters in the Tornado lineup, Brandon Johnson. Flynn, the base runner at second. Two-0 count to Johnson. Daquan Davenport, who blasted a home run to left field in game 1 of this series, on deck. So the meat of the Tornadoes' batting order this half inning. Each team with 6 hits thus far in this contest. Piedmont with all 5 of their runs in the top of the first. 3-0 count to Brandon Johnson, freshman out of Macon, Georgia. Johnson takes a pitch there. 3-1 now the count. And the pitch. Called strike, so the count runs full. Johnson with a single in his first at-bat. And the pitch. Called strike 3, 2 down. That'll bring up Daquan Davenport, batting from the left side. Flynn, the base runner at second. Now 2 outs, 1-0 count to Davenport. Davenport, the junior out of Forest City, North Carolina, East Rutherford High School. Tornadoes looking for their second win of the season. 12-11 winners at Guilford last weekend in a wild affair. 17 hits for the Tornadoes in that one. That's fouled back. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. Runner at second. ball 3. So a 3-1 hitter's count for Davenport. Tornadoes have already scored 1 run in this inning on the RBI by Flynn that scored Jucker. Davenport rips that down the first base line, but it's foul. That ball just hammered down the first base line, however, foul ball. Full count, 2 outs, runner at second. And the pitch to Davenport. An off-speed pitch fools Davenport for strike 3, and base runner stranded. However, the Tornadoes able to get 1 run in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the top of the 4th with your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 2. So new pitcher for the Tornadoes is Matthew Scavato. After Robinson started this contest, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. And Scavato, your new pitcher for the Tornadoes. A 5-2 lead for the Lions. Game 3 of the series. Piedmont won 11-2 on Friday, 13-6 yesterday. Tornadoes trying to get one of the 3 games here on Sunday. Leading things off for the Lions here in the top of the 4th is the shortstop Harry Trawick. First pitch to Trawick paints the outside corner. Strike 1. Matt Scavato, the left-handed pitcher for the Tornadoes in relief of Cross Robinson. Scavato, sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, East Mecklenburg High School. One, two now the count. And called strike 3. Scavato, first batter face, strikeout. That'll bring up the 3-hole hitter for the Lions, Tyler Sheely, after Scavato strikes out Trawick. First pitch just misses, ball 1. John Burkett on deck for Piedmont. as that's driven into right field for a base hit. So base runner on board for the Lions. So with Sheely, the base runner at first, that'll bring up Burkett with 1 out. On deck for the Lions is the catcher, number 21, Cameron Jackson. Pickoff attempts to first base, keeping Sheely honest over there. Scavato with the pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Lions 5, Tornadoes 2. Lions with 7 hits, Tornadoes with 6 hits. Another pickoff throw to first, and very nicely done there. Scavato with the pickoff to Sheely. Wilkes with the tag. A nifty move by the left-hander Scavato. And then Wilkes lays down the tag. Sheely's picked off of first. That got this Tornado crowd alive here at Gil Cohen Field. And just like that, 2 outs in this inning for Matt Scavato. This is lifted to center, and Scavato and the Tornadoes retire the side. Piedmont 5, Brevard 2. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here at Gil Cohen Field. That'll bring up J.J. Wilkes, starting first baseman for the Tornadoes after that big defensive play. Scavato picking off the Piedmont base runner. Wilkes, the first baseman, with the putout. Now Wilkes at the plate, 0-1. Make it 0-2 to Wilkes. Matt Kelly on deck. Zach Wolf also due up this inning. Bottom of inning number 4, Piedmont with a 3-run advantage. Wilkes, that ricochets off the pitcher, and it will be a base hit for J.J. Wilkes on that chopper up the middle. So with a base runner at first, J.J. Wilkes, Matt Kelly at the plate, getting the starting nod at catcher this afternoon. Brett Burchett started at catcher games 1 and 2 of this series. Kelly starting catcher here in game number 3. Kelly's 1-for-1 so far this afternoon. Wilkes, after that single, is 2-for-2 today. And Wilkes, the base runner at first. Kelly at the plate. 1-0 the count. No outs. Kelly with a soft ground ball to first base, mishandled by the first baseman. That'll be an error on the third baseman. Base runners first and second for the Tornadoes. So big opportunity here for the second baseman, Zach Wolf. So Wolf, the batter, with runners at first and second. Wilkes, the base runner, at second. And now Wolf lays down a bunt. And that'll be a successful sacrifice bunt for Zach Wolf. Runners now second and third. Tornadoes putting things in motion here in the bottom of the fourth. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Bo Sheely, now with runners at second and third with one out after the sacrifice bunt by Zach Wolf. Wilkes and Kelly both on base. Wilkes with a base hit, and then Kelly reaches first on the error by the Piedmont first baseman. So Zach Wolf then moves the two runners over with a sacrifice bunt, and that brings up the leadoff hitter for the Tornadoes, Bo Sheely. Sheely represents the tying run at the moment, with the Tornadoes trailing by 3. And it feels like this whole sort of energy, this momentum got started with that pickoff play, Scavado to Wilkes. Kind of changed the mood around here at Gil Cohen Field. But down there goes Sheely on strikes. Carcillo, your batter. That'll bring up Donnie Carcillo. So now 2 outs. Runners second and third. Big opportunity here for Donnie Carcillo. And the pitch. Off the plate, ball 1. If we get there, Jason Jucker awaits on deck for the Tornadoes. Here's the 1-0 to Carcillo. Outside, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes, the pitch. Called strike there against Carcillo, so 2-1 count now. Runners second and third for the Nados. Ground ball to first base. 3-1 on the putout, and the Tornadoes leave 2 base runners stranded. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 2. So we head to the top of the 5th. Matt Scavato back on the mound for the Tornadoes. And he will get things started against the catcher for the Lions, Cameron Jackson. 1-1 the count to Jackson. Piedmont 5, Brevard 2, each team with 7 hits. Piedmont with 1 error. The pitch. Scavato fools Jackson. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. On deck for the Lions is James Whitmer. Carter Ballstat also due up this inning. The pitch from Scavato. The lefty delivers, and Jackson fouls that off. And the 1-2. Called strike 3. Beautiful piece of pitching there from Scavato. Strikeout, 1 down. So Scavato with 2 strikeouts, and now what has been an inning and a third of relief, and then another nasty pitch there by Scavato. Scavato's allowed 1 hit, no runs, also an assist on a pickoff, as that's fouled off. Fouled over towards a area here at Gil Cohen Field that are very popular for fans. Bit of a hill along the third base line where you can settle in, be one with nature, perhaps bring your dog with you. It's a great place to enjoy the beautiful surroundings here at Brevard College, but also take in some baseball. Strike 3, Scavato, his 3rd strikeout of the contest. Gets Whitmer swinging. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Carter Ballstat. Scavato has been sharp here in this outing. Now 1 2/3 inning pitch. Shutout baseball. 1 hit allowed and 3 strikeouts. And the pitch from Scavato. Swing and a miss. Scavato's breaking ball is very deceptive. Coming from that left side. Ballstat sends this foul. Wilkes gives chase. It lands on the top of the visiting bullpen here at Gil Cohen Field. Visiting bullpen up the first base line here at this facility. The home bullpen out in left center field. One, two the count, 2 outs. Scavato versus Ballstat. And the pitch. Strike 3, Scavato completely fools Ballstat. Now his 4th strikeout in 2 innings pitch. Scavato retiring the side. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 2. So we head to the bottom of the fifth. Jason Jucker, Johnny Flynn, and Brandon Johnson due up for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes fell behind 5-0 in the top of the first, have not allowed a run since. Tornadoes scored a run in the bottom of the second, added one more in the bottom of the third. Now trail 5-2. Each team with 7 hits. One error has been committed, that by the Lions. .30 the count to Jason Jucker. And a 4-pitch walk to Jason Jucker. So a pitching change for the Lions. It's Matt Alter, the freshman right-hander from Indianapolis, Indiana, as he enters the contest, relieving Nate Rottenberger. Due up for the Tornadoes, Johnny Flynn. So Johnny Flynn, your batter, against the new pitcher, Matt Alter, the freshman from Indianapolis. Base runner at first base is Jason Jucker after a 4-pitch walk. First pitch paints the outside corner, ball, strike one. On deck for the Tornadoes, Brandon Johnson. Flynn goes to work here against Alter. The pitch off the plate, ball one. Pickoff attempt to first to no avail. One the count. Pitch outside, ball two. Throw out that top of the first inning. Tornadoes have outplayed the Lions. The reality is a 5-run first inning for the Lions gave them a 5-0 advantage. Tornadoes able to claw their way back. Now a 5-2 lead for Piedmont. Base runner for the Tornadoes, no outs here in the Bottom of the 5th. Flynn fouls that back. The catcher, Jackson, giving chase for the Lions, but out of play. And the pitch from Alter. Flynn with a base hit to right. Runners first and second for the Tornadoes. That'll bring up Brandon Johnson, third baseman for the Tornadoes. Runners first and second. Big opportunity here for the Tornadoes. No outs. Daquan Davenport on deck. J.J. Wilkes in the hole. And Brandon Johnson at the plate for the Nados. And the pitch from Alter. In the dirt, ball 1. Nice job blocking that by Cameron Jackson. And the 1-0. Wild pitch will advance the 2 base runners. So now runners second and third with no outs. And the opportunity becomes even more intriguing for the Tornadoes. A 2-0 count, hitters count. One of the top hitters on the Tornado roster, Brandon Johnson. Runners second and third. Johnson takes a strike there. No outs. 2-1 now the count. Alter versus Johnson. Jucker, the base runner on third. Flynn, the base runner on second. And the pitch. Popped up in foul territory, but easy play for the Lions first baseman Burkett, out number 1. So now to bring up Daquan Davenport with 1 out. Davenport hits from the left side. Matt Alter, reliever for the Lions on the mound. Right-handed pitcher. J.J. Wilkes on deck. Runners second and third. For the Tornadoes. The pitch. That's driven to right field. And base hit. Run will score. Another run coming in. A collision at the plate. 2 runs score. A 2 RBI single. Runner then advances to second. And Tornadoes with 2 more runs. And just like that, it's a 5-4 ball game. So new pitcher for the Lions is Will Janowski in relief of Matt Alter, third pitcher of the afternoon for the Lions. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes have stormed back to make this a one-run game. Piedmont 5, Tornadoes 4. 2 runs this inning. After that 2 RBI single by Davenport. Davenport then reaches second on the throw. So a base runner at second for J.J. Wilkes. The tying run now on second base in the form of Davenport. The go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Wilkes. So big turnaround for the Tornadoes after falling behind 5-0 in the top of the first to work their way all the way back to make this a one-run game against the defending regular season champions of the USA South Conference. That'll bring up J.J. Wilkes, the first baseman, as the Tornadoes trying to pile on even more here in the bottom of the fifth. And the pitch. Called strike. Will Janowski, the pitcher for the Lions, the junior out of Johns Creek, Georgia, Kings Ridge High School. With 1 out, here's the 0-1 to Wilkes. In the dirt, ball 1. Daquan Davenport, the base runner at second after that big 2 RBI base hit. On deck for the Tornadoes is the catcher, Matt Kelly. That pitch in the dirt, nicely blocked by Jackson to avoid any collateral damage on that pitch. With the base runner Davenport at second, ready to move without a doubt had that pitch gone past Jackson. Now the 2-1. Wilkes blasts this into right field. Handled by the Lions right fielder. Davenport tags up and beats the tag, so able to advance to third on the play. That'll bring up Matt Kelly, the catcher, with a runner on third. And now 2 outs after the Wilkes fly out to right, advanced Davenport from second to third, and now Kelly steps to the plate. The pitch to Kelly, strike 1. On deck, if this inning continues, is Zach Wolf. Tornadoes with 2 runs this inning. They also scored a run in the bottom of the second and a run in the bottom of the third. 4 unanswered runs by the Tornadoes after falling behind 5-0. One count to Kelly. Davenport, your base runner on third. Janowski, the third pitcher of the afternoon for Piedmont, on the mound for the Lions. That pitch from Janowski in the dirt. 2-1. Now your count. And the pitch. That's sliced foul. 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third, the pitch. And Janowski's able to strike out Kelly to end the inning. However, the Tornadoes with 2 more runs to make this a 5-4 ball game. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 4. So here in the top of the 6th, leading off for the Lions versus Scavato is Wadetsky. 1-0 to Wadetsky. High and outside, ball 2. 3-0 now the count. Scavato to Wadetsky. Wadetsky takes that pitch. Now 3-1 the count. Mead on deck. Tornadoes have shut down the Lions for the last 4 innings. Swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Scavato. So Scavato now with 5 strikeouts, no walks, no runs allowed, just 1 hit allowed in 2 1/3 innings of relief of Cross Robinson. That's fouled back. 1-1 now the count. And the 1-1. 2-1 now the count to Mead. 3-1. Full count here to Mead with 1 out, bases empty, the pitch. And Mead takes ball 4. A walk for Evan Mead. So Snyder at the plate for the Lions, leadoff hitter for Piedmont. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored thus far this afternoon. Scavato, his first base on balls allowed after compiling 5 strikeouts. First pitch, a ball, 1-0 the count to Wes Snyder. Harry Trawick on deck. And the pitch, inside, ball 2. Matt Kelly, the catcher for the Tornadoes. J.J. Wilkes at first base. Second baseman is Zach Wolf. Jason Jucker at short and Brandon Johnson at third. That's how they line up defensively in the infield. Carcillo in left field, Sheely in center, and Flynn in right. The Tornado outfielders. And the pitch from Scavato, sharp ground ball, 4-6-3 on the double play. Great job by the Tornadoes defensively. Zach Wolf to Jason Jucker to J.J. Wilkes for the 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score, Piedmont 5, Brevard 4. So Zach Wolf will lead things off for the Tornadoes after Wolf got that inning-ending double play going defensively. See if he can get it going on the offensive side now. First pitch called strike 1 to Zach Wolf. Leadoff hitter Bo Sheely awaits on deck. Also due up this inning, Donnie Carcillo. Ground out to second base for out number 1. So that'll bring up Bo Sheely with 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Tornadoes trailed 5-0 after the top of the first, have stormed back with 4 unanswered runs. Scored a run in the second, scored a run in the third, scored 2 in the 5th. The Tornadoes have out-hit the Lions, 9 hits to 7. Tornadoes have not committed an error defensively, while the Lions have committed 2. So you throw out that top of the first, the Lions, the defending USA South Conference regular season champions, have been outplayed these last few innings by the Tornadoes. See if the Tornadoes can get over the hump and either tie or take the lead here. Certainly momentum going the Tornadoes' way. Need to continue to put it all together here against the Lions. Ground ball there to third. And a runner on first for the Tornadoes. So an error on the Piedmont third baseman, the third error of the afternoon for the Lions. And just like that, a base runner at first for the Tornadoes. Bo Sheely, the leadoff hitter. So speed on the base paths for the Tornadoes. The tying run at first for the Tornadoes. Pickoff throw there. Sheely able to get back. And the 0-1 to Carcillo. Carcillo slices this down the left field line. It lands fair, and Carcillo with a stand-up double, and now foul. Assistant coach Steve Huckey is adamantly pleading his case, and it's going to be a foul ball. Pretty much everyone in Gilcone Field saw that as a fair ball, except for the man whose ruling counts the most, and therefore a foul ball is the call. 0-2 now the count with one out, and everybody right back to where they started. Carcillo back to the batter's box. Carcillo slices another one down the left field line. This one clearly foul. You could just feel the intensity ramping up here at Gilcone Field. Tornadoes with all sorts of momentum, looking for a win here this afternoon. Carcillo at the plate, the pitch. Nice take there by Carcillo. 1-2 now the count. Will Janowski, the reliever for the Lions, on the mound. The pitch to Carcillo, swing and a miss, strike three, out number 2. Jason Jucker, your batter. Christian Ezel on deck for the Tornadoes. So runner at first, 2 outs. Jucker at the plate, facing off against Will Janowski. Tornadoes trailing by 1 run. Tornadoes with 9 runs, Lions with 7. Or to check that, 9 hits, Lions with 7. Tornadoes trailing 5-4 in the run category. And the pitch to Jucker. Called strike. 1-2 the count. Grounder to third base. And Lions able to retire the Tornadoes. So we'll head to the top of the 7th. Piedmont 5, Brevard 4. Defensive substitution for the Tornadoes, Christian Ezel now playing right field. Harry Trewick, your batter, against a very effective Matt Scavato, left-handed pitcher, in relief of Cross Robinson for the Tornadoes. Scavato so far, 3 innings pitched, no runs allowed, just 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2, so Scavato just continues to deal. Tornadoes pitching has shut out the Lions for 5 consecutive innings. Allowed 5 runs in that top of the first. Donuts ever since. And called strike 3 there for Scavato. Strikeout number 6. Scavato now, 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk in 3 1/3. Another strike there for Scavato. He's going to work now against Tyler Sheely. Sheely fouls that off. Sheely's 2 for 2 on the day, a walk and a run scored. So he's been one of the tougher outs for the Tornadoes this afternoon. See if Scavato can take care of on this plate appearance. 0-2 the count, 1 out. The pitch from Scavato in the dirt, blocked by Kelly. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Grounder to short, handled by Jucker. And then beating out the throw is Sheely, runner at first for the Lions. That'll bring up John Burkett after an infield single there by Sheely. Sheely, simply put, just beating out the throw by Jucker. Showing off some of that speed. 1-0 the count now to the cleanup hitter, John Burkett. So Scavato has to go back to work here against Burkett now with a base runner at first. Burkett with a infield single of his own. So a little bit of hard luck here for Scavato. 2 straight infield singles. Neither ball hit particularly well. So that'll bring up the catcher, number 21, Cameron Jackson. It's now runners at first and second. One out. Sheely, the base runner at second. Burkett, the base runner at first. The pitch from Scavato. Tornadoes trying to turn the 5-4-3 double play. There's going to be an error on the throw to first, and a run will score for Piedmont. So that ends that scoreless streak for Piedmont. And 6-4 now your score. Bring up James Whitmer. So tough break for Scavato, who's been pitching so well this afternoon. 2 infield singles, and then a error results in a run for Piedmont. Ball hasn't even left the infield this inning. However, Piedmont able to get a run, and then a single ground ball gets through the infield into center field, and another run comes home for Piedmont. Piedmont now a 7-4 advantage. That'll bring up Carter Ballstat. So big answer here for the Lions, able to get 2 runs after the tornado stormed back with 4 unanswered, and then a rocket to third base, and Brandon Johnson with the putout able to handle that sharply driven line drive to third base and end the inning. Johnson made multiple plays just like that at the series in Greensboro last weekend at Guilford. He's got a quick glove over there in the hot corner, and he was showing it off yet again there. Well, folks, we'll head to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch time with your score, Piedmont 7, Brevard 4. So that'll bring up Christian Ezel, who was inserted into the game for the last half inning at right field. He'll lead off for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the 7th, who have some additional work to do now, trailing by 3. Piedmont able to snap a scoreless streak of 5 straight innings with 2 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 7-4 lead. Christian Ezel with his first at-bat of the day. That pitch off the mark. Janowski remains in the game at pitcher for Piedmont. Two the count to Christian Ezel. On deck for the Tornadoes, the man who just made a great play defensively, Brandon Johnson, as Ezel goes down swinging. We're checking. So Christian Ezel strikes out looking, and then Brandon Johnson, first pitch swinging, grounds out for out number 2. That'll bring up Daquan Davenport with 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch swings Davenport in a quick inning for the Lions. 3 unassisted on the putout. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Your score, Piedmont 7, Brevard 4. New pitcher for the Tornadoes is Sam Gowd. Exciting freshman from Georgetown, South Carolina. Gowd, the reigning USA South Rookie Pitcher of the Week after his performance at Guilford. Along with Brandon Johnson, swept the Rookie Baseball Athlete of the Week awards, Gowd and Johnson. And now Gowd now on the mound for the Tornadoes, heading into the top of the 8th inning. Tornadoes trailing 7-4. Wadetsky will lead off for Piedmont. Meade and Snyder also due up. So Sam Gowd will go to work against Duke Wadetsky here in the top of the 8th. Piedmont leading 7-4. First pitch swinging's Wadetsky. Diving play by Brandon Johnson. Hops up quickly, makes the putout 5-3. Johnson with back-to-back highlight reel type plays defensively. That'll bring up Evan Meade, designated hitter, after just a web gem by Brandon Johnson. Last 2 outs have been beautifully handled by Johnson over there at the hot corner. 1-0 count now. Sam Gowd going to work here against Meade. Worth mentioning the superb work done by Matt Scavato in relief today. 4.1 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. He was just fantastic throughout his relief appearance. Cross Robinson with 5 strikeouts in his starting appearance. So Tornado pitching with 11 strikeouts combined so far through 7 1/3 innings pitched. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Gowd versus Meade. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Wes Snyder, the leadoff hitter for the Lions, on deck. Sun now shining as bright as it has all afternoon here at Gil Cohen Field. Been blessed with some great weather throughout the series following a snowy Thursday. Gil Cohen Field unrecognizable compared to what it looked like on Thursday when it was blanketed by a coat of snow. Ball 4, base runner at first for the Lions. So Ethan Darrow, pinch runner at first base for Piedmont, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Wes Snyder. Snyder 0 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored. Sam Gowd, third pitcher of the afternoon for the Tornadoes, will go to work against Snyder. The pitch from Gowd. Grounder gets by Jucker. Runner now advancing to third. So runners on the corners for the Lions. That'll bring up the shortstop, Harry Trawick. Runners first and third for Piedmont. Sam Gowd on the mound for the Tornadoes. Piedmont 7 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. Brevard 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Here's the pitch from Gowd. Trawick tried to lay down a bunt. Ends up foul towards the Piedmont dugout. 0-1 the count. That pitch in the dirt gets by Matt Kelly. Kelly able to track it down to make sure the lead runner at third did not advance. However, in the meantime, Snyder advances to second. So runners second and third, 1 out, a 1-1 count to Harry Trawick. And the pitch. Trawick well struck here to left field, all the way to the warning track. And that'll score 2 runs for the Lions. 9-4 now your score. A double for Harry Trawick. So that'll bring up Tyler Sheely after Lions on the double by Trawick, able to add 2 more runs. So the Tornadoes had shaved the Lions lead, which was once 5-0 to 5-4, but now the Lions have answered with 2 runs in the 7th, now 2 runs in the 8th, and have stretched their lead back to 5 runs, 9-4 here in the top of the 8th. Sam Gowd versus Tyler Sheely, the left fielder for the Lions. Sheely 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Thus far. And the 1-1. Slice down the left field line and foul. Long chase there for Donnie Carcillo, but the ball lands foul, and at bat continues for Tyler Sheely. Two now the count with 1 out. Runner on second for the Lions. Want to thank our crack staff who's helping us behind the scenes. Bree, Krista, Shakira, Emma, Jocelyn, Dante handling that new outfield camera. As now base runners on first and second. That'll bring up the first baseman, John Burkett, with runners first and second, 1 out. 9-4 advantage for Piedmont here in Game 3 of the Gil Cohen Memorial Series. Pitch outside, ball 1. Tornadoes will be on the road for their next 4 games. At Montreat on Wednesday, then at NC Wesleyan for a 3-game conference series this weekend in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Head on over to Montreat on Wednesday afternoon for a 2 p.m. first pitch if you're in the Asheville or Brevard area. As now a trip to the mound for pitching coach Rob Julian to have a conference with Sam Gown and catcher Matt Kelly. Following the NC Wesleyan 3-game series in Rocky Mount, North Carolina this weekend, Tornadoes will be back at home on March the 7th versus Maryville for a doubleheader that starts at noon, and then Game 3 of that series Sunday, March the 8th. Now, do want to also congratulate the Brevard College men's basketball team. A just dramatic, unforgettable overtime comeback victory yesterday on Senior Day. An 84-80 win over Huntington, outscoring Huntington 15-11 in that overtime period, and just a incredible way to send out the senior class of Levi Lamb, Damari Hopper, and Gaddafi Turner. So congratulations to those seniors and the Tornado men's basketball team for that big win yesterday over Huntington. Meanwhile, Tornadoes baseball have their work cut out for them these last couple innings, trailing 9-4. Now a 3-0 count. Take there, so count runs to 3-1 as the Burkett at-bat continues. Cameron Jackson on deck for the Lions. Brandon Johnson steps on third for out number 1, and then the play all the way to first. So another great play defensively by Brandon Johnson, this time on the front end of that double play, stepping on third base and then finding J.J. Wilkes for out number 3 on the double play. Tornadoes trailing 9-4 will head to the bottom of the 8th. Piedmont 9, Brevard 4. J.J. Wilkes leads off things here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 count to Wilkes. Sharp grounder to first. That's a base hit for J.J. Wilkes. So a pinch hitter for the Tornadoes is Cade Stetcher, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ardrey Kell High School. Stetcher hitting .400 on the season, 6 of 15 with a double. Also 2 runs batted in. Stetcher sends that foul. Wilkes, your base runner on first. And the 0-2. In the dirt, but Jackson able to come up with it. On deck for the Tornadoes, Holden Lanier. So looks like we'll be back-to-back pinch hitters for Brevard College. Trying to dig out of a 5-run deficit here. Piedmont with a 9-4 advantage here in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch high and inside. This is still Will Janowski on the mound for Piedmont. And the pitch. Driven into left field. Nice piece of hitting there by Cade Stetcher. So now runners at first and second for the Tornadoes. So Holden Lanier, the pinch hitter for the Tornadoes. No outs, runners first and second. Wilkes, your base runner at second. Stetcher, your base runner at first. And Holden Lanier at the plate. The junior from Lexington, North Carolina, North Rowan High School. And stolen base there for Wilkes, so, or no, caught stealing. So Wilkes called out. So now out number 1. Lanier, 1 of 5 this season, this young season. Here's the 1-1. So Wilkes called out on the base paths for out number 1. So now just the 1 base runner for Lanier. It's Stetcher over at first base. On deck for the Tornadoes is Bo Sheely. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Each team with 11 hits in this contest. However, Piedmont with a 9-4 advantage. Swing and a miss there. Lanier goes down swinging. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Bo Sheely, the leadoff hitter for the Tornadoes, with Donnie Carcillo on deck. If this inning continues, 2 outs now. Foul ball there. Sheely actually showing bunt with 2 outs, certainly trying to bunt for a base hit, perhaps catching the Piedmont defense off guard, but now you can see the Piedmont third baseman, Whitmer, creeping in, anticipating perhaps another bunt attempt, but that this time swinging away is Sheely, and it's a pitcher's count, 0-2 to Bo Sheely. And the pitch is outside, 1-2 the count. Tornadoes softball will be at Converse this Tuesday for a doubleheader in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Doubleheader begins at 1 p.m. And then you can catch the softball team here at Ives Lamel Family Field this coming Saturday. Doubleheader starts at 3 p.m. versus Avery. As out number 3 is made there, we'll head to the top of the 9th with your score, Piedmont 9, Brevard 4. Cameron Jackson at the plate for the Lions as Zane Beaver, new pitcher for the Tornadoes, goes to work. Beaver, the sophomore from Cherryville, North Carolina, Cherryville High School. Also these changes defensively. Holden Lanier remains in the game at second base. Cade Stetcher remains the game at right field. Christian Ezel moves from right field to catcher. Jackson fouls that back. 1-1 the count. Piedmont 9, Tornadoes 4. Each team with 11 hits. Piedmont 4 errors. Tornadoes 2 errors. Fouled straight back there. Jackson falling behind 1-2. Tornadoes men's and women's tennis will be action this coming Saturday, February 29th at McCoy Tennis Complex. Men's and women's tennis teams taking on Pfeiffer at 1 p.m. So you can head on over here to Brevard College next Saturday, Saturday the 29th. And you can enjoy softball and tennis action here on campus. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes baseball team will be playing in USA South Conference action at North Carolina Wesleyan in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Women's lacrosse preparing for their home opener, which is Wednesday, March the 4th at 6 p.m. versus Johnson & Wales University of Denver. So the spring sports at Brevard College in full swing. Track and field, climbing, road cycling, the new gravel racing team for the Brevard College cycling program. As spring blooms here at Brevard College. Full count to Jackson. And the Beaver offering is off the plate, ball 4. That'll bring up the third baseman, James Whitmer. Whitmer 2 for 4 on the afternoon. Pop up there to shortstop for out number 2. Check that, out number 1 for Piedmont with the base runner on first. Here's Carter Ballstat, pickoff throw to first. That's very well struck down the left field line, but foul. Certainly one of the harder hit balls we've seen this series, but ends up foul.
Ballstat then hammers that to center field for a base hit. Runners first and second for the Lions. Double steal there for the Lions, so now runners first and second. And the 1-2. Diving play there by Lanier. Out number 2. Runners stay at second and third. That'll bring up Ethan Darrow. We saw him earlier as a pinch runner. Darrow puts that into play, gets by Beaver. That'll score a run for the Lions. 10-4 now your score. Stolen base there for the Lions. Now runners second and third. 2 outs. Lions up 10-4 here in the top of the ninth. Chopper there. And it's going to be another run scored for the Lions. That'll bring up Harry Trewick. Pop-up going to be handled by the Tornado defense to get out of the top of the ninth. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Piedmont 11, Brevard 4.
Ryan Roon now your batter, as the new pitcher for the Lions is Carter Ballstadt, who moved to the pitching mound from center field. First pitch from Ballstadt off the plate actually paints the outside corner. Called strike one. Next offering from Ballstadt against the pinch hitter Ryan Roon in the dirt. 1-1 the count. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Piedmont's enjoying a 11-4 advantage over the Tornadoes. This game started with 5 runs by the Lions in the top of the first. Tornadoes then stormed back to cut the deficit to 5-4. Piedmont, however, has scored 2 runs in each of the last 3 innings to extend their lead to 11-4. Piedmont 11 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors. Tornadoes 4 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Carter Ballstadt, the starting center fielder, now on the mound for the Lions against Ryan Roon. The 1-2. Roon puts this into play. And a single to center field for Ryan Roon. Jason Jucker at the plate for the Tornadoes. Pinch runner for the Tornadoes is Jock Pledger. Tornadoes football fans may recognize that name. 0-1 the count to Jason Jucker. So Pledger now the runner at first. Pledger going, swing and a miss by Jucker, and safely with ease, Pledger showing off that speed on the base paths. So Pledger now in scoring position with Jason Jucker at the plate. And the pitch off the plate. Pledger going again on contact, and then rounding third, and Pledger's going to come all the way around from second base on a routine ground out to score for the Tornadoes, showing off that speed. Jock Pledger. So I'll bring up Christian Ezel, who's now playing catcher for the Tornadoes. Pretty remarkable sequence there for Jock Pledger on the base pass. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment. So that'll bring up Brandon Johnson. So Jock Pledger, member of the Brevard College football team, freshman, entered the game as a pinch runner at first, promptly stole second base, and then on just an absolutely routine medium level ground ball, Pledger just was absolutely trucking all the way from second around third base across home plate and gives the Tornadoes their 5th run of the afternoon. And the first career run scored for Pledger in a Tornado uniform. And then the call there by the home plate umpire is out, so that'll do it here at Gil Cohen Field. So your final score from Gil Cohen Field: Piedmont 11, Brevard 5. Piedmont 11 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors. Brevard 5 runs, 12 hits and 2 errors. Piedmont sweeps Brevard 3-0 in the series. Piedmont, led by Sheely, had a 3-for-3 day. Ballstat also came up big, going 2-for-5 with a couple runs scored. Also finishes off the game on the mound in the 9th inning. Whitmer also a 2-run game. Brevard led by J.J. Wilkes, who went 3-for-4. Johnny Flynn 2-for-3. Jason Jucker had 2 runs scored. Daquan Davenport with a couple of RBIs on a 1-for-4 day. And on the pitching mound, Cross Robinson started this game, pitched 3 innings, struck out 5. Matt Scavata was outstanding. 4 innings pitched, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, and 1 base on balls, 4 hits for him. Also, we saw Sam Gowd, 0 earned runs allowed for Gowd, and Zane Beaver in relief as well. Well, the Tornadoes will be back in action on Wednesday at Montreat, a 2 p.m. first pitch. If you're in the area, head on over to the campus of Montreat. And then Friday on the road at NC Wesleyan, back here at Gil Cohen Field on Saturday, March 7th versus Maryville. Want to thank all those behind the scenes who helped us out. Really appreciate their help. Bree, Shakira, Krista, Emma, Jocelyn, Dante, and Avery. Appreciate all the help all weekend long from that crew. Well, we'll see you for another edition of Brevard College Baseball. Before you know it, Tornadoes back at home on Saturday, March the 7th versus Maryville, and hope to see you here at Brevard College perhaps this coming Saturday when softball and tennis will both be in action here on the Brevard College campus. Once again, your final score for the final time, Piedmont 11, Brevard 5. Go Tornadoes.